around this time right now in late August, we should be in the hype for Andor, but we're not. That's next month in September. And I know I'm dating myself here by saying that we're in August right now, when you're probably going to watch this in a couple months, and obviously we're not in August anymore, but there's been a delay with Andor. And that kind of is questioning, like, why? Now you can, put some blame on, like, the pandemic. Probably the reason. Another could be that it's 12 episodes, which is the longest live-action Star Wars season we've had. And that could be the problem, that it's just too many episodes, editing-wise, filming-wise. When you look at Andor, I remember that was being announced when Season 1 of The Mandalorian was announced. Like, that was a very long time ago. That was like 3 years ago. That was a very long time. That was before the pandemic. This shows how long the show's been in development for. And I wouldn't be surprised if the next season takes longer to make, because, we're in the pandemic now. So, like, that could be an issue. Another could be just internal conflict with Lucasfilm. That's a big problem with Lucasfilm right now over the past couple of years. It's just that internal conflict. And for the most part, the Star Wars shows aren't really being affected by that, but I think now they are. Like, with the sequel trilogy, that was a mess in the company and also outside of it. But when it came to the shows, like, nothing was really that problematic. And also, like, with the video games, because I almost forgot, the video games was a giant mess as well, with the EA loot box fiasco. And with the shows, because of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, the shows kind of stayed, relatively neutral. It makes me wonder, in my theorization, is there something politically incorrect in Andor? Like, is there something that Kathleen Kennedy or any of the executives saw that may have some sort of repercussion? Because an example I have is when Kenobi first came out, there was something there's a tragedy that happened like a couple days before the first episode of Kenobi came out. I'm not gonna say what it is, because YouTube's gonna blacklist my video if I were to actually say it. But this event involved clone troopers. The beginning scene was Order 66 and the clone troopers blasting a Jedi in the temple. That was very reminiscent of a certain event that happened around that time. And I thought, I was like, oh, that's just a giant coincidence, but Disney themselves actually put a viewer discretion is advised and continue to do so with any episode that involved the Jedi Temple. And I think that's kind of overblown, but Disney's very sensitive. They don't like when things connect to the real world. And it's not just with Star Wars, it's with everything. In one of the Marvel shows, I think it was Falcon and Winter Soldier, since that show came out during the pandemic, coincidentally, the plot of that show had to do with some virus that would have been exposed to the world. But they couldn't say virus, so I think they had to say, like, serum or some other word that, like, they had to change what it was, and they had to get all the actors and actresses to redub that one specific word. I didn't watch the show, I didn't know, but it was kind of like one of those, it's another example of Disney being sensitive, because they don't want repercussion. They want the most amount of people to watch it. They want everyone from every of the 7 continents, yes, even Antarctica, they want all the 7 continents to watch and subscribe and buy Disney Plus. And so, what I think is that these delays are kind of, I hope I'm wrong with this, but I hope that, I want to see more adult stuff in not only live action, but also animation, because The Bad Batch Season 2 was also delayed. Now, that could just be because of scheduling reasons. That's probably the main issue. With The Bad Batch, I don't think they're kind of, like, make it squeaky clean. When it comes to the animation, I think it is off. Like, they let it off, because animation, it's meant for the kids, I'm pretty sure they don't even check what's even in the show. But with live action, that's a big thing. We gotta check that, because the adults watch that. But when it comes to Bad Batch being delayed as well, I think with everyone else, I'm just assuming that's because of scheduling, because they don't want two shows to interlap. And it would have originally as well. Like, I think they have to delay the show until next year, because they can't have the show be delayed a month as well, because there already was a month gap. If Andor has 12 episodes, then the Bad Batch will overlap, because the Bad Batch was planned to be released in late September, because Andor was supposed to come out in late August, but that still would have been overlap. So I'm guessing they wanted to do two at once, but maybe not anymore. So they haven't said a date for the Bad Batch Season 2 yet, at least I don't think they have. So I hope that does come out soon, I think it's going to come out next year to stretch out the gap. But also, what about the Mandalorian Season 3? That was supposed to come out in February. Is that delayed? What about the Ahsoka series? That's probably delayed. Well, everything's probably delayed. I think my final guess, and I think a lot of others, would just be for the scheduling. Like Disney Plus has, the scheduling is very famous, the scheduling. Everything is out on a specific day. And it can be kind of annoying, but they don't want any overlap with any major show that's coming out, because I think the reason why they're also delaying Andor, and I just saw this, so Miss Marvel was releasing episodes the same time as Kenobi was, and when Miss Marvel first episode came out, it underperformed because Kenobi came out. I think Disney realized that both Marvel and Star Wars fans are intertwined. And when a popular show like Kenobi which Kenobi is a more famous character than Miss Marvel. Like, I did not know Miss Marvel before the show came out, but the first couple of episodes underperformed. When the show like finished, it went back up. The views went back up because Kenobi had ended. So I wonder if they don't want that same thing happening, because She-Hulk is airing right now. By the time Andor comes out, She-Hulk will probably be over. I don't know how many episodes She-Hulk has. I'm not watching the series, not because of negative reviews, but I just don't care for a lot of these Marvel shows now. But once She-Hulk ends, Andor is, like, around the time She-Hulk ends, Andor is set to premiere. So I wonder if they just want She-Hulk to just do better. Like, I think it's them experimenting. Like, I think Marvel and I think Disney is experimenting with scheduling, because when Miss Marvel came out, it underperformed because of Kenobi, a Star Wars show. That could be the case with a lot of stuff with Disney. I think they're looking at the, like, behind the scenes, looking at the charts, because we can't see how many people are watching this. I really want for Disney Plus to have a view count, similar to YouTube, where you can see how many views an episode or a movie has. Like, how many times was this clicked on? But they don't do that, because I think it will just show what is popular and what isn't. They clearly have it, because they tell us numbers, like, after the fact. But I want to see it in the streaming platform. Like, I want to see how many views. But to kind of wrap things up, Andor probably is delayed because of scheduling reasons. They probably want other, like, Marvel and Pixar shows and whatever else to get the spotlight, to get all the views they can possibly get, to not underperform, to not get overshadowed by Star Wars, because Star Wars clearly is the biggest IP they have, even though Marvel is producing way more content than Star Wars. Star Wars is the bigger product. Star Wars culturally is bigger, even though it doesn't feel like it's bigger. Star Wars is still bigger, and that's kind of crazy how, like, Lucasfilm and Disney try to destroy Star Wars' reputation and the legacy of it, but it still is very strong. Like, they have to really try now to just completely destroy it. And I know that's going to be a hot take, but they still need to try to destroy the reputation. But if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I'm going to go now, so goodbye everyone.